Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Crosscheck with the first 2026 NHL Draft video of the year. So yes, I'm very excited to cover another year of NHL Draft, and the 2026 NHL Draft is a very exciting one. And we all know the 2026 NHL Draft is the Gavin McKenna Draft. And yeah, it's maybe very early to say a lot of things could happen and make a lot of change. But for now, this is the top 5 team that I think have the most chance to finish last or being some of the worst team in the NHL and have a great chance to draft McKenna. At number 5, I have the Boston Bruins. I don't think they have the worst lineup in the NHL, but if you're looking closely, I think they are worse than last year. And I don't think they have a big chance of making the playoff or being a good team this season. I think the first line is still pretty decent. A mix of Geeky, Lindholm, and Pasternak could be pretty fun. But after that, it's kind of fall down pretty quick. The middle six is very dry. And the fourth line are borderline NHLers, so I don't really see a lot of option for the head coach to play with or mix things up if some people get hurt or you have injuries. So you kind of praying that nobody get hurt in your top 6 or even your first line, because after that your offensive line is getting really dry and you don't have a lot of flexibility and possibility. On the blue line, it's kind of very similar. You accept that you don't have Carlo and Yuki Haru is there now. So I don't know if it's gonna work again, because last year it didn't work. A lot of question mark about this defense. I know on paper it's looking very good, but I don't know in game. I think it's a maybe, because last year it didn't work. And yeah, I kind of hope Boston became competitive again very soon, but I don't think it's going to be this year. I think everybody around them, except 1 or 2 teams, are getting better. So a couple of question marks for them this year. At number 4, the San Jose Sharks. And I think this is a team who's going to be better. I don't think they're going to be dead last this year. I think they're going to make a little step forward and they're going to be a little bit more competitive. And I think the young core gonna be the big reason why. I think Celebrini, Smith, Hecklin all gonna be better this season, but I don't think they're gonna be good enough to make the playoff. For the forward group, I really like the top 6: Eklund, Celebrini, Toffoli, Wenberg, Smith, and even Godet. I think Godet is gonna be a wild card this season, and I really like what he does on the ice. And I think he's one of those guys I think have been too long in the AHL and should have been in the NHL way sooner. But the blue line is kind of a mess. A bunch of out of their prime defensemen and question mark players. So yeah, Orlov is still good, but it's not the Orlov from Washington. Lady is still a big question mark. So a lot of question mark for the blue line. And with the rookie goalie, I don't think this is the best situation. So yeah, they're going to be fun to watch, but I don't think they're going to be very good. At number 3, I have the Buffalo Sabres, a team who is kind of always in rebuild mode. I think for some younger audience, I don't think they have seen the Buffalo Sabres in the playoff. And I think it's kind of sad, because when I was young, the Buffalo Sabres were pretty cool. Guy like Pominville, Briere, Dupont, Afikozenov, they were pretty legit and a pretty good team. Right now, I see a lot of hole in their formation, and yeah, I don't know what to say except I hope for them things go well, but with a lot of injury-prone player, I'm not really sure about that. The group of forward is average as best. Like I said, a lot of hole, another question mark. Benson, Coolidge, Queen, a lot of these guys need to step up right now if they want to be competitive or a playoff team. And I'm not really sure about that. The defensive side, except Dahlin, and I really like the new guy, but Power, Samuelson, Byram's didn't have the best season in Buffalo last year, and I don't think Timmins gonna change a lot. they're lucky. They have a pretty good goalie, so that's something more than some other team. But for the rest, Buffalo is still Buffalo, and I really hope for the best for them in a near future. At number two, I have a team I think that didn't try to get better, and that's okay because even though they would want to try with the market of this summer, I think that will hurt them more than anything. And I don't think the signing of Dovrak gonna change a lot of things for this team. For me, the Flyers forward group is not the worst in the NHL, even though it's still one of the bad one. It's not like, oh, it's the worst forward group. I think Michkov, Zegras, Konechny, Tepets, Gates, and Brink are still very fun player, but they still have a lot of hole. And with the injury of Foster, you kind of have depth problems. Where I have a big issue is the blue line in a goaltender situation. To be honest, you don't have any real top pairing defenseman, and with York now with a terrible huge contract, I don't see things getting better. In front of the net, Vlader, Harson, Fedotov, it's not working. We already know Harson and Fedotov are not NHL goalie, and Vlader had two very difficult seasons in the last 2 years. The good news, even though you don't get the first overall pick, I think you can get a guy like Verhoff. I think the fit with the Flyers is amazing. You need a right-handed defenseman also. So even though you get the second or third pick overall, a guy like Verhoff could fit perfectly for the future of the Flyers. And I think this is a little side note, but I think the fit Verhoff in the Flyers is amazing. And at number one, the team that I don't think are even trying year after year after year, the Chicago Blackhawks. Like, at one point, they need to stop being that bad. At some point, they need to make a change because if I'm Connor Bedard, I'm getting tired and tired really quick of this team. Do you know what is the first sign of madness? Repeat the same thing that didn't work the year before. And the Chicago Blackhawks do that, except one player that they put, and I think he's going to be a good middle six player. But it's the same team. It's going to be the same thing. You kind of hope Bedard is better, and you kind of hope that Nazar have a breakout here, but other than that, it's the same team. So you kind of hoping for the best and hoping that things go well, but I'm not really believing in that. For the blue line, you have maybe one of the most fun and young core of young defensemen in the NHL who's gonna play next year. But young and fun normally same mistake. Vlasic, Renzel, Leveshnov are all very high prospect in my opinion, but they're gonna have some difficult night here and there. Spencer Knight is also a young goalie, so a young defensive core with no veteran and a young goalie. Normally you're gonna have some difficult night here and there. That's normal. That's part of the process, but it's gonna be difficult. And here, hot take. I think the fit for the Chicago Blackhawks and Bedard with McKenna is not amazing. I think in terms of what they need, it's not really this. McKenna and Bedard are both players who need the puck to be creative and dangerous and attack and transition. And I don't think this is the best fit for McKenna or for the Chicago Blackhawks. So yeah, it's kind of a weird situation. So that was my video about who have the most chance to win the Gavin McKenna lottery. If you like this type of video or you want more prospect related video, you can like and subscribe because again, I'm gonna restart those videos in the fall. I'm gonna evaluate a lot of prospect and I'm gonna give you my opinion about them. So if you want prospect related video, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.